Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome to today's video. For those of you who are new, this may be your first time coming across my channel, watching one of my videos, which means you are probably not yet subscribed. Welcome, my name is Tyler with an O, and for those of you who are already my people, already subscribed, and are just returning for another video, welcome on back. I honestly don't got nothing planned for y'all today. We just really about to shoot the shit, do some makeup, and get ready to go nowhere. There is this little eyeshadow negative space technique thing that I kind of wanted to explore with, so I'm gonna try to do something like that while we, I guess, just chat. So I'm gonna bring y'all in a little bit closer, and then we're gonna get into some things. Hey girl. By the way, if you've never tried cinnamon on your watermelon, I would say it's worth a shot. Yeah, it's something I saw on TikTok, and then I randomly tried it. And it's not one of those things where like, it's not like the best thing in the world, oh my god, it's so good. But now when I eat watermelon without cinnamon, it just kind of tastes like it's missing a little something. I don't know. And see, I don't have a lot on this one, but normally I do like, boom, just had to prep the eyelids real quick. I honestly don't know what I want to do. I know like the style that I kind of want to go for on my eyes, and it's just something experimental that I want to try because I ain't doing nothing, I ain't going nowhere, and we're gonna go with it. I feel like in this whole journey of like getting older and maturing and all of that, I'm finding that there's a lot of stuff that used to be very important to me that is not necessarily as important to me anymore. And I only say that to say that I'm also realizing that there is some things, you know, on the other hand, that are becoming a little bit more important to me. And it's not even that it's important to me, but just stuff that I'm not necessarily gonna tolerate. And one of those things being my name. So for those who didn't know, you don't know what channel you're on, you didn't catch the intro, I don't know how, but yes, my name is Tyler with an O. So yes, like the name Tyler, commonly spelled with an E. However, my entire life, because my name is spelled with an O, it has always been an obligation of mine to, when I introduce myself, or people are like, oh, what's your name? Or, how do you spell your first name? I always have to say Tyler.
With an O.
T-Y-L-O-R, Tyler. Simple. Sometimes I'll say that, or I'll give my name, and people are like, oh, Tylor. And I'm like, okay, because that's what it looks like, so it could be. It may just be Tylor, but most of the time when people do that, they're like, you know, just emphasizing the fact that that's where the O is, whatever, I get it, cool. Now, so my issue is, my entire life, when these people would see my name, they always say Taylor. And I always just pay it because I'm like, I get it, Taylor is T-A-Y-L-O-R a lot of the time, so they see that I have an O in my name and they just automatically assume that it's Taylor. But I always just let it go because my thing is like, it's not worth correcting them, you know, like it's a whatever, like I don't care. I know what they meant, I know who they're referring to, I know that they're referring to me. But I've just really been noticing that actually is really starting to bother me, and it bothers me when I don't correct them or speak up on it. When I go places and if my name may be like written down somewhere and they're calling my name off of like written, and they call it and they say Taylor, you know, and I'll answer to it because I know that you're talking to me. And most of those times I'll just be like, you know, I'll just let them, yes, that's me. That's me, hello, yes. Just because I'm like, it's really not worth it. Like, I really don't care. I'm probably not going to interact with you again. You know, you just need a name for my food order or whatever the hell it is. So I just don't really care. But I've seen like a series of tweets kind of about this subject. But they were saying like, if you can pronounce McConaughey and Gyllenhaal, you know what I'm saying? Not that those are like difficult names, but I'm just saying, my name has 5 letters. You can figure it out. Like, I had a job where a lot of our communication was like primarily via email or instant message. And so at all points of the communication, you know, it says the name and the email address, which was my name, of the person that you're talking to. So it would just really, really bother me that these people in the body of the message would be calling me Taylor. And I'm like, my name is literally right above where you're typing. You literally see that that's not how my name is spelled. So take the time to spell my shit right. And I just think it's like as simple as when you're texting somebody, and especially if you got an iPhone, you're texting somebody and then you meant to say, you know, effing, fucking, and then Siri autocorrects it to ducking with a D. Now, I know myself, when I see that, I'll, you know, take that extra second to just go ahead and delete that D and replace it with an F, because that's what I meant. Siri, stay in your lane. Okay, if somebody can take the effort to correct something as insignificant as just like a cuss word in a text message, you can take the time and effort to make sure that you're spelling someone's name, their title, make sure you're identifying somebody correctly. You know what I'm saying? Is that petty? You gotta trust the process with this eye look. I don't know why these eyeshadows are behaving differently. I packed on so much shadow over here, y'all saw. And it's still like this little bald patch right here, or right here, and I don't know why. Whereas over here, it's just like very smooth and saturated. So anyways, I'm about to go in with like a very dark blue to see if I could just like, I don't know. I guess the thing is, when I stop correcting people, they stop trying. Like, I can correct them one time, and then they're like, oh, you know, my bad. And then it's always like, I don't know why I always want to say Taylor. I always say your name wrong. I always pronounce your name wrong. And I'm like, okay, well, if you know you always do it, then stop doing it. Or like, oh my God, I always mess your name up. How about we just call you T? No, you can call me Tyler. You know, you can get it right. Maybe when it becomes easy for you to pronounce my actual name correctly, then we can move on to nicknames. A lot of it has to do with like me seeing it actually being used as like a condescending type of method towards other people. And so now I'm just like, every time I'm like, wait, are you trying to be disrespectful towards me? Like one moment where it really stuck out to me was when our Vice President Kamala Harris was like running and got elected and all of that. And just to see the way that like white people would intentionally mispronounce her name when referring to her, to kind of diminish her, you know, credibility, or to just like, it just be disrespectful. Like that really just rubbed me the wrong way, because Kamala, Kamala, one look at it. How can you pronounce the name Pamela, but you can't pronounce the name Kamala? And it might be Kamala, it might be Kamala. I can understand maybe not knowing where the emphasis goes on a name, you know, due to whatever the language of origin or things like that. But the lengths that I've seen white people go to purposely disregard Black people's names and identities as a sign of like disrespect and disapproval, that I'm just, no. A lot of times I feel like I have that like inner little dialogue with myself where I'm just like, girl, it's not that serious, like, we'll let it go, whatever. But then there's some times where I'm just like, no, that's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my name, sorry, that's not my name. No, I'm friendly. You know, I'll be patient with you. We can sound it out, we can write it out, we can do whatever you want to do. But if you're going to be addressing me, you're going to be addressing me correctly. Even with myself, like if I meet somebody who might have like a non-English name or something that's a little difficult to pronounce, if I see it written or I hear them say something and I might not have caught it the first time, I go out of my way to, how do you pronounce it? And if they tell me and I might not catch it or I might have the pronunciation right, again, how do you pronounce it? And then, unless they say like, oh no, it's okay, just call me T, then I'll be like, okay. But even then, no, I take that back, because I hate when people do that and they're like, it's okay, like I know it's hard, just call me T. And I'm like, no, I want to address you by your name, or I want to learn how to say your name. Like I can do that much. Don't settle on people just fucking messing it up all the time and you just being okay with that. So I only say that to say, like, I just treat people the way that I like to be treated, and I will go out of my way to make sure that I, you know, am addressing somebody properly. And so I know that it can be done, and I know that it doesn't require much. All that it requires is the will to want to address somebody properly, because if you wanted to, you will. And that's just how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm trying so hard to make this gradient work right here. I know it probably looks a mess. I don't want to overblend and turn this into like a muddy green mess, but I just want this blue to yellow transition to be a little smoother. As much as I be wanting to say trust the process, girl, I don't even trust the process. So let me see how this look close up. Ooh. Oh, it's a lot prettier up close. Okay, the gag of all of this time spent is I'm about to cover up the majority of this. So. What was that you was saying? Yeah, you wasn't trusting the process, girl. So y'all remember how like back in the day, that was like the hack to get your little perfect wing or whatever, is to put tape, like clear tape right here, and then you just peel it off after. Well, I ain't got no goddamn tape, but that's the technique that I'm about to do. So I'm just about to use this little Apple gift card thing. Just gonna start with my darkest shade on the outside, like right here. And then I'm gonna go to my next lighter shade. Oh my god, that one was so pigmented. That just messed up the whole thing. Okay, let me switch to this eye real quick so I can just get this off my brush, because I'm going to have to do some major blending. I think I might have saved this, and I think it might be doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay, wait a minute, bitch, because this is sickening. This is actually sickening. Oh my gosh, look at that blend into that yellow. I feel like right here, this spot right here is just not catching the yellow that I'm putting on it. Honestly, this little like gradient wing to match the gradient thing with the negative space, this was honestly the thing that I wanted to try on my eyes. I'm satisfied with it. I just know the rest isn't giving. So give me 1 second. Let me touch up the rest of the face, put on liner, lashes, mascara, lip, all of that. And then we gonna see the final result.
Trust the process.
And I would say that the look is served. This is sickening. Get into it. Get into it. Did you trust the process? Did you trust the process? I feel like a lot of y'all didn't trust the process. Get into this eye, darling. You can't see, but like my shirt is tie-dye and goes all the way to like the blue-green. So that's kind of what inspired the look today. I wanted to do like blue-green yellow to match my shirt. And yeah, that's what she got. Some more of the story. Try to say people's names correctly, which I know I don't gotta tell y'all, cause y'all my people. We see each other. I guess the moral of the story is start correcting these people behind your name. I'm gonna only speak for myself, but I would much rather somebody ask me 5 times how to pronounce my name correctly, as opposed to them just making up or going with what it sounds like or close enough, because no, close enough ain't it. You ain't quite there yet, sis. And with that being said, thank you for coming and joining me for another video. Comment down below if you can relate. Is your name spelled a way that's not as common as most, or do you have an uncommon name to where you just always get it mispronounced? And how do you go about it? Most importantly, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on any more of the TylorWithANO goodness. And I will catch you all on my next video. Peace. Oh, call me by my name. Even though it got a O, it ain't Taylor. Call me by my name. Okay, but I'm not over how well this eye turned out, so I'm just gonna let y'all look at it. Honestly, girl, if you was worried about how this look was gonna turn out, so was I. I was literally just winging it.